Sunday, September 11th, and you are watching Subtrending, the go-to show for the latest and greatest in geek news. Today on the show, we have none other than the host of The Boardroom, Thomas Fitzler himself. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
It has. I don't even know how long, but yeah, I'm excited to be back.
It's been a few, over a month.
I would say
Over
definitely,
a month. Yeah, it's good to have you back. Are you excited to talk some news?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Take him outside the boardroom and face some hard life facts. I don't know what I'm saying, but
You're saying that I have to get a life is, I think.
I don't know. Let's just talk news.
Okay.
So the first thing that we're going to jump into is some Sony news, because they've been having a rough week, a really, really rough week, and there are a lot of very angry Sony fans out there. If you're an angry Sony fan, leave a comment below. Why are you angry? How do you feel about the things that we're going to discuss? Communicate with us. It's cool. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to talk about is PlayStation 4 has not really banned, but is refusing to support to the extent that they would like Bethesda's mods for Fallout 4 and Skyrim Special Edition, which is coming out pretty soon here. Next month probably?
I think it's in November. I don't know.
So the next couple months?
Sometime around then.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read you guys the press conference release that Bethesda put out, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. After months of discussion with Sony, we regret to say that while we have been long ready to offer mod support on PlayStation 4, Sony has informed us they will not approve user mods the way they should work, where users can do anything they want for either Fallout 4 or Skyrim Special Edition. Like you, we are disappointed by Sony's decision, given the considerable amount of time and effort we've put into this project, and the amount of time our fans have waited for mod support to arrive. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
All right.
How do you feel?
I'm not really surprised. Sony's really picky what they put on their stores,
They're
like SCEA,
right
SCE.
above Nintendo with being crazy.
I would say that's probably pretty accurate about that. But yeah, it sucks because I think that was a big selling point for the Skyrim remaster. People are excited for Fallout as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's what's the advantage,
And I think it is frustrating because I think part of the draw of Bethesda's games is that they create such an open world where it feels like it's really choose your own adventure and everything is possible. So I think that allowing mods kind of adds to that feeling, like anything really is possible. Even people who play this game can add to this game. So by eliminating that aspect of it on one console, first of all, it just doesn't make that console look very appealing, Sony. And you're just gonna have a lot of frustrated fans. Mm-hmm. I'm not really a mod user, but I know lots of people do, and I know people who make mods want their work shown. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, we have Bethesda's statement on this.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Sony has to say for themselves now.
I am
what
too.
Excuse, I guess, they're gonna throw out there.
Because Bethesda really threw them under the bus. They weren't trying to be nice about it. They were just we're disappointed too.
I like I said, I've heard they're really tough to work with, so I can understand. I bet they're pretty frustrated.
Now, there are some people who are saying that, while it's natural to point the finger at Sony, maybe it's Bethesda's fault for announcing at E3 that they would have all this support without fully discussing it and finalizing with Sony first.
We don't know what was going on behind closed doors. Maybe they were kind of jumping the gun there. Mm-hmm. Maybe a deal fell through. It's too early to tell, I think.
Yeah, it's just something, maybe they'll make a statement about that. Like I said, I'm interested to hear what Sony has to say, because I think we will learn a little bit more in the coming weeks.
And we're cut off.
Boom.
That's why I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, that seems right. Seems about right. So we're going to have a little bit more PlayStation news. We had on, I want to say Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. I probably should have checked the date, but I think it was Wednesday. We had the PlayStation meeting. It wasn't called a conference. It was called a meeting, which I thought was kind of an unusual title for it because it was essentially just a conference. I don't know.
They should have met in the boardroom.
They should have met in the boardroom. Yep. I also missed your little jokes, little remarks like that, so it's good. So they came out and released something that we've been anticipating and kind of speculating about for some time now, the PlayStation 4 Pro and the PlayStation 4 Slim. So the Slim is going to be retailing at $299, the Pro at $399. The Slim is essentially the same exact thing as the PlayStation 4, but 30% smaller. Still play all the same games. It's going to be here September 15th, so next week. Pretty cool stuff for those of you who have not purchased a PlayStation yet and are looking for maybe snagging something a little bit cheaper. And then the PlayStation 4 Pro, let's say Plus, is different-ish. It allows 4K gaming experience. It's better for 4K TVs. It's basically just, it makes things a little bit prettier. And let's talk about that.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. For people who like 4K matters, like, yay, good for you.
Yeah.
For me, like I can't even tell what color that wall is over there. So, I mean, if I hadn't already had a PS4, I think I'd be getting the Slim. Like if I can play the games, I'm happy.
Yeah, and with the PlayStation 4 Pro, too, they have announced that there are not going to be any exclusive games. It's not like a new system, really. It's just an update of the PlayStation 4. Because I know there were some people like, oh, if they make exclusive titles, no exclusive titles.
Right.
Everything is going to work on everything. But I think it's stupid. I think it's, like, honestly, like, I was watching the conference with Andrew, and we were just, like, both so underwhelmed. We just looked at each other and we're like, that's it, you know, like that's what you're doing. It doesn't seem like the next step to me. It doesn't seem like a good step to make. I wish they almost would have just waited till next year or the year after and just released like a new PlayStation soon with the I don't know. I just don't care. The differences aren't that noticeable. Most Americans, I would love to actually have a statistic. Maybe I'll look it up and throw it over here. How many people actually have a 4K TV? You know what I mean? Like, they're becoming more popular, but I don't know anybody personally who has one.
Yeah, I mean,
I was watching other gamers. Like, okay, so Kind of Funny. They're really famous in the YouTube realm. So, like, maybe people watching this have watched their stuff. Even Greg Miller was saying that he doesn't have a 4K TV. And that guy, you know, is like a top-tier gaming expert, does this stuff for a living. Like, he doesn't even have a 4K TV. He didn't even care about this. So I just, like, who are you targeting right now? And I'm getting really sick of all of these developers focusing so much on making games look good that look at the games coming out the rest of this year. We're getting like 3 more games. None of them are that great. You know what I mean? Like, just make better games. Make better games. Stop working on the fucking technology. That's how I feel about it.
That's
like,
a good point. That's a good point.
That's where my thoughts lie. I don't know. The next thing that we're going to talk about also took place at the Sony meeting, not press conference, even though it was really a press conference. And that was Mass Effect Andromeda has some new footage that was released. We saw a tech demo. We also heard from BioWare creative director Mac Walters, that's who I was looking for, that we are the 2 main characters. So we always, like in the original Mass Effect series, we had a guy and a female protagonist, femshep, broshep, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, but it was more of like an alternate universe kind of thing.
Exactly. Right? Now they're brother and sister. So they both exist in the world. It just depends on which one you choose. And they're both canon. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about it.
All right. Okay, so sounds like a really cool idea. I'm excited for it. My first thought was kind of like Assassin's Creed Syndicate a little bit with a brother-sister duo. My second thought that I just realized now is this is not the first BioWare game to do this. Believe it or not, Dragon Age 2 did it as well.
Oh.
And that was not my favorite game in the world. So, I hope I hope they kind of do a better job than Dragon Age 2, basically.
You know, I know that a lot of people, their faith gets a little bit shaken whenever we have delays and stuff like that. But honestly, the delays have made me feel a little bit better about it because it seems like they really care about, like, the Mass Effect series was good. One of my favorite game series of all time. It seems like they're really focusing on making a game that's going to be good. Like, they know there's a lot of pressure on the series. Oh, yeah. You know, with Dragon Age, like, I like the Dragon Age games too. But they can't really hold a candle to Mass Effect, in my opinion. So I think that they really are focusing, and they're going to kind of work that out. So I know that, like, the brother-sister thing kind of seems to harken back to Dragon Age, but I'm hoping they'll go a better direction.
I still have faith.
Yeah. Did you watch the tech demo?
I actually haven't yet. Emily and I should probably do that because she's a big Mass Effect fan, probably maybe even bigger than I am.
Yeah, no, the tech demo was really cool. It looks really beautiful. I mean, even the original Mass Effects were kind of ahead of their time as far as how good they looked, maybe with the exception of the first one, but that was the first one. So
I liked the first one. I thought just the environments were so big.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was
And actually, I can't even say the first one was. The first one was actually still beautiful. I mean, what is it? Like Novia was the ice planet. That was really cool.
Novaria, yeah.
Novaria, that's what it is.
No, it's good environments. And it's an old game, too. It's like 2007, I think it came out originally. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I am excited to watch it.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll do it right after this.
Cool.
So.
Okay.
And
cut off.
Boom, cut off. So let's move on to our next topics. We're going to get away from the Sony press conference finally. So there's also another press conference that happened this week for iPhone, or Apple, I guess would be the company. Very famous company, so I should probably say that. Apple had their press conference for the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus, which were announced along with all of the details behind them. So they go on sale this week. I think they actually already went on sale. They went on sale today. Or yesterday. They already went on sale. So I don't know, whenever you guys are watching, a couple days before that, they went on sale. They are waterproof now. And they're waterproof for up to 30 minutes underwater or 1 meter deep, which is kind of good to know if you want to be really specific about how long you're in the water. They come in matte, I'll read it, matte black, gold, silver, rose gold, and a glossy jet black. And then the real kicker, there's no auxiliary port in them anymore. Interesting stuff. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Go. Okay.
Boom. Okay.
Okay. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room right now.
Yeah.
The auxiliary port. That sucks. Like, it's an iPhone, as in like iPod. Like, that's where it all began. Was a music playing device.
Kind of does seem like they're turning their back on. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
And then, and what I didn't even mention, too, is I think that when you buy the phone, I believe it comes with a set of these. That they're getting rid of the auxiliary cable. The way that you listen to it is through Bluetooth speakers that you sync up to your phone, and they're called AirPods.
I don't believe it comes with a set. I think they're like $150 or something like that.
They're $159.99. I thought they came with a set, but maybe they don't. I was told by somebody I work with who was interested in buying one that
maybe it does. I don't know. But yeah, they do
Either way.
They are definitely benefiting from this, I think. And it's not the first time they've done it. Like, I work with Macs. Like, I don't work for Mac, so I can say this. But, yeah, like, they've been dropping on their MacBooks. They've been dropping Ethernet ports.
I mean, they dropped quite a few years ago the ability to even put CDs, discs in.
Yeah, a lot of them don't have disk drives anymore. It's all kind of streamlining, but in the wrong way. Like, they're getting rid of stuff people use and people need. And my only thought is maybe the auxiliary port helps with the waterproofing.
Yeah, and that's actually what I read, is it makes it easier to waterproof. Okay. And then it also allows them to make the phone flatter, which is kind of like, all their excuses they were giving. Right, I feel like excuse is like a negative connotation, but like...
Well, you can go hold your iPhone 7 underwater exactly 1 meter. I'll listen to music, and we'll see who's having a better time.
Boom. Called out by Thomas. Yeah. No, I'm on board. Like, I'm at the same boat with you. I think it's a bad move. I think that it's capitalism at its finest. That's what I gotta say. More innovation, free market, competition, not really panning out.
If you don't support it, don't buy it. Like, iPhone 6 is great still. Like, that's what you're into. Sure.
No, I like iPhones. Don't have one now.
Android's good too, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
I had a phone called a Trumpet. It was a little flip phone. Get that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move away from tech news, press conferences, all of that, into movies. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, and okay, this normally would not be something that I would probably make one of our topics, because it's not like an exceptional piece of news, but I just felt like it really opened a discussion here. And I shared it with Thomas, and he was like, let's do it. Let's go for that. So the Blade Runner 2 director, Denis Villeneuve, has said that it is not possible to live up to the original Blade Runner. His exact quote was, first of all, it's not possible to live up to the original. It's Ridley Scott. It's one of the best sci-fi films, one of the best films in the past 50 years. Let's talk about that.
All right. First of all, the guy has an awesome name.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve. That's a pretty badass name.
That is pretty cool.
So, okay, we live in an age where every movie feels like a sequel, a reboot, a remake, or it's a superhero movie. It's like, and they're introducing a new superhero for...
Or it's Spider-Man, where it's like all three.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So, I don't know. At what point And I feel like for many people who watch this, they're probably like, we've already fucking passed that point. Like, and I understand. Do you just not make a sequel or a reboot or whatever? Because like, if you know it's not going to live up, it's like he's almost saying that he knows his movie will not live up to the series that he's creating. He's creating a sequel to this and making essentially Blade Runner a series. Why make it a series then?
I get what you're saying, but I kind of disagree with you on this. I think that he's doing it out of respect for the fans for the original. I think that he's basically like, he wants to make this movie, and I think that there are probably a lot of fans who want to see this movie, but I think he's still saying, you know, like, the original is a classic. Like, it's timeless. Like, this is going to hopefully be, like, hopefully, I'm sure he wants this to be a respected installment in this franchise, but I think he's very smart in just kind of throwing that out there and being like, look, this is never going to take the place of the original. And that's my guess. I'm curious.
Maybe it's better to go into that with that sort of hesitant, like, almost humbleness. As opposed to like David Ayer, who would go in and be like, it's gonna be the greatest movie ever made, or you know, like.
Well, so I was curious, like, what if was it Paul Feig had done that with Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
I wonder if reception for that movie would have been completely different.
If they would have been a little bit more humble, because it got to the point where I feel like Ghostbusters was attacked so much that they got very defensive about it.
Right.
And I think that like defensiveness, obviously, as a quality, is very. It's not very. You know the word, attractive. So I get what you're saying though, and it's a really interesting thing to think about. Like, if they would have taken a different approach, is this the right way directors should go about talking about their films? Being humble. I guess
we'll see if it works.
We'll see. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about today, and we had to cut some good news this week. There are a lot of things that happened. There's some cool stuff. But the last thing that we're going to talk about, because we're all about controversy here, is that there might be a Hush and Death in the Family DC animated movie coming, which is interesting because, as you guys know, The Killing Joke came out last month. It didn't do so well by fan reception, by critical reception. People didn't really like the movie. However, it did gross $3 million, and for a DC animated movie, that's good money. So, we've had Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman, and Mark Hamill, who voices the Joker, iconically. Like, they're very famous for doing those voices. People love them, say that this will be the last time I do it with the Arkham games. This will be the last time I do it with The Killing Joke. And I guess at a Comic-Con in Canada, I want to say. Canada's 2016 Fan Expo. The two shared a kind of joke about, what do you think about doing Hush? Well, what do you think about doing Death in the Family? And the way that they said it made fans like, oh God, they're going to do it. So it's not confirmed yet. I want to say that. But I don't know. What do you think? Let's go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
A lot of information to process.
They are like, they're the real dynamic duo, man. Like they, I don't think they'll ever stop. Even, it doesn't matter how many times they say that they will. I do think that Hush is kind of a cool idea. I would like to see that become a movie if they can do it right. Death in the Family, I don't know. It's such a weird tone for me.
Death in the Family would be super, super weird. And for those of you who haven't, who maybe need a refresher or who haven't read, so Hush was 2002 is when I believe it came out, written by Jeff Loeb, and that was the one that followed Tommy, I can't think of his last name. Who was Hush? I can't think of Tommy's last name.
I don't remember either.
It followed like basically a childhood.
Minor spoilers.
Yeah, minor spoilers. I won't get into it too much, but it introduced the character Hush, who is kind of a famous anti-hero villain type thing right now because of Jeff Loeb creating him. And then with the Death in the Family, that was the iconic one where Robin was killed. Jason Todd's Robin. Yeah, Jason Todd. I had to double check that. And that came out in 1988, written by Jim Starlin.
Yeah, so. It's just so like weirdly lighthearted and campy at the same time, trying to tackle a grim subject. Like, if they do 80s, it, they would. Late 80s. Well, even with the way they tackled it, like they did it with the calling in phone line thing. They're like, "Do you want Robin to die? If so, call this number." And it's like, I don't know. That's kind of like weird, but I mean, and there's a whole controversy of like people abusing the system and spamming it and stuff.
People who just call in repeatedly over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I like Death in the Family. I think it did some good things, but they would have to make some changes to make it like appropriate for a modern day audience, I think.
Yeah, and not the kind of changes they did with The Killing Joke.
No, that's the wrong direction.
Yeah, because I think that was like really the biggest thing with The Killing Joke is just like there was a tone change and it was jarring. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep.
See if it gets confirmed. We are cut
We'll
off,
see.
though. So that's going to go... I see what you did there. Very clever. That's going to wrap our show. I want to thank Thomas so much for being on today, and thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check us out at subtrendy.com to see the sort of hub of all of our videos. Just watch this video again so you can watch Thomas, hit microphones too. So, like, subscribe, comment if you have something to say. We always love getting comments from you guys. And go ahead to facebook.com/subtrendy if you want to keep up with all of our latest posts and news with what's going on back here. So we will see you guys later on this week for the Games Will Show on